snowflakes out here are always been the white Republicans who are so gung-ho on protecting the feelings of white kids while they ignore the needs of other kids. If Milwaukee's youth has a problem with fighting, well, white youth have a problem with being destructive and offensive. So it is sad that our government is actively working to de-emphasize educating and uplifting students of color in different backgrounds on college campuses. That emphasis is going to be diminished, and the only kids that will suffer will be our kids. They were willing to hold up the advancement of the state of Wisconsin because they disagree with DEI. What are white Republicans afraid of? Why are they afraid to face the fact that their grandmas and grandpapas were part of a system which purposely held black folks back and failed to give us the access that we deserve? Until these politicians stop ignoring these egregious acts of hate and racial incidents, America can never be great again.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready-to-act.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
Surprise! I am your cousin sub of the day, the legendary Home Blow, sponsored by Cousin Subs. It is Truth to Power. That's true. It's Truth to Power. But I am not Kyle Wallace. I am the legendary Home Blow. Yep. You got me one more day here, and then he will return on tomorrow afternoon. Rhea Riley, great afternoon. How are you doing and feeling today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm blessed. I mean, we are still here. We didn't get affected by some of the reckless driving, so we're still here. You know, that part. And remember, you can watch us live and stream us on YouTube at 1017 The Truth, and also Facebook Live. So Facebook, you're no longer left out. Go to 1017 The Truth. But either place, make sure you either follow, like, subscribe, and of course, we want to hear your comments as well. Ariane Kawanda, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. S.E., great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Lucretia Mason, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Venus Jones, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. Mao the Elephant, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. And thank you for tuning in and logging on to Truth to Power. And, of course, on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, we are inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. So yesterday, Rhea, I ended up reading this criminal complaint, and just kind of like a follow-up, I want to, really help people to understand the reason that I'm passionate about talking about these different situations that are happening here in our city is we always get this new look from the 17-year-olds and the 16-year-olds and anybody that's causing these situations. And in this particular case, Dashauna Egerson, who ended up being charged with the deaths of the family, the mother and the two sons, and the severe injuries of the two other people who were also in the car. Well, she ended up facing the court commissioner on yesterday, and she didn't look like Rhea. She didn't look like the one that probably jumped and was ready to, let's speed off and all of that. Now, all of a sudden, she was a 17-year-old innocent girl again. She was crying. But you need to understand that she got intentional with it. She saw the car with the 5 people inside. And when I was reading the part of how it goes, when I was reading that part, I was reading where they had the airbag module, and it was talking about, okay, she was doing 62. She was doing 62 at 3.5. She was doing this, but then she sped up and was doing 70 miles per hour. And to now learn that 70 miles per hour that she was doing when she impacted that car was intentional. It was intentional. So, whoever's family member it is, I don't have any sympathy. I don't have no weak tears when she, but Rhea, if you can play that clip, so now you can, and those of you who are watching us on YouTube and on our Facebook Live, you'll be able to see it. The other Truth listeners and Truth Nation, you'll be able to listen to it. So we're going to play that, and then we'll come back and talk about some of the things we're going to talk about this afternoon.
Saw a car coming and crashed on purpose. That's what prosecutors say a 17-year-old did last Tuesday. The crash killed 3 people. Our Durante Matthews is live. You've got new details from court today, Durante.
I do. So, Ben, prosecutors say that teenage driver is Dashauna Egerson. Court records say she led Milwaukee police on a high-speed chase last week, ending in a fatal crash. Prosecutors say she told police when she saw she was going to crash into another car, she floored it.
State of Wisconsin versus Dashauna Egerson.
At 17 years old, Dashauna Egerson's future is now in question.
This case is extremely serious. She's facing substantial prison time.
Prosecutors say the high school senior was the driver who caused this fatal crash last Tuesday near 35th and Valete.
We had 3 lives lost.
Court records show 19-year-old Trevon Loston picked up Egerson and another minor in a stolen Dodge Journey. At some point, police say Egerson and Loston switched seats and she started driving. Prosecutors say she didn't have a license.
You're old enough to know that if you don't have a driver's license, you can't drive.
Milwaukee police say they tried to stop the car after they saw it speeding with no plates. Court records show that's when Egerson said she found out the car was stolen and decided to speed off. She initially said she wasn't the driver, but later confessed. She also said Loston pointed a gun at her and told her to keep going. Prosecutors say the chase lasted just over a mile. It ended when the 17-year-old told police she knew she was going to crash and pressed the gas pedal harder.
And that decision caused the death of 3 people.
A West Dallas mother, Claire Moo, and her 2 sons, Muneta and Carla Krimu, were killed. Her daughter and son were seriously injured. Devastated loved ones and community members have been showing support for the family.
The sweetest family you could possibly know.
Lawson is facing gun-related charges and is accused of driving without the owner's consent. Egerson's charges are directly related to the deaths the court commissioner says could have been avoided.
If you would have just stopped, none of this would have happened.
Now, since the beginning of this year, Fox 6 has covered at least 6 police chases that ended in the deaths of 9 people. Today, Egerson's bond was set at $300,000, $100,000 for each death. Reporting live outside the Milwaukee County Courthouse, Durante Matthews, Fox 6 News.
And, of course, the stories from Fox 6 News here in Milwaukee. Dry your tears. Dry your tears. You will get no empathy from me. We've seen it and watched this happen far too often, and now you want to go into, but you intentionally, did y'all hear that? She intentionally pressed on the gas. She saw. So instead of trying to avert and avoid the collision, she pressed the gas and hit that car doing 70 miles per hour. But now we should perhaps talk about she wasn't loved as a daughter. She made a conscious decision. And that's why I tell people I'm allergic to E&C's excuses and complaints. She is facing 168 years. So when and if she's convicted, she will die in prison. She will die in prison. I don't care if they only give her 100 years. She's going to die in prison. And it needs to be a wake-up call for parents, guardians, to get control of your children. Whether they're your biological children, your foster parent, whatever, you need to get control of them. It ain't no time to be sitting and crying now and going down to the courthouse and falling all out. No, my baby. Your baby, you'll be able to go visit her. This family and friends will have to go to a grave site. We'll have to look at an urn. What about that is fair? What about that is fair? And what about that is she just made a bad mistake? A mistake? It was intentional. When people are shooting off these guns in different situations that happen in our community, they know what they're doing. They tell you about it in little video clips that they make. So, yeah, what is the message that you are getting from this, other parents and guardians or PWKs, about your child? Are you going to allow them to end up having this as their fate, be it a reckless driving situation, trying to evade law enforcement, or just reckless driving in general, or using a switch and shooting recklessly and injuring and sometimes killing people that had nothing to do with whoever you may have been involved with a beef or whatever the case may be? Are you going to work and utilize the resources that are out here to try to help if you have wayward children, if you got teens that are trying to veer off? There are organizations out here. You got to do your due diligence. You got to utilize the things that we do have. You got to utilize the things that we do have. Do we need more? Yes. But if you're concerned, get involved. The community needs to get involved. If you are that concerned, then you need to get involved. You don't want the white man in your business, but you ain't doing your job. You not reaching out and crying out for help. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. I'm going to also be talking about a situation where, the ICE, they ended up, Hyundai had to shut down their plant after ICE raids. And how do we correlate that with things that are also happening here in Milwaukee? Now, that happened in Georgia, but we got some problems going on. We'll be back.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because their home policies help protect your dreams and come with a peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote from an agent at amfam.com. Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned as operating companies. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. We are the American Cancer Society, making strides against breast cancer. We are nearly 1 million strong and growing stronger every day. Join us on Saturday, October 11th at 8 a.m. at Summerfest Southgate as we come together for the Making Strides of Milwaukee Walk. Whether you walk for a survivor, in the memory of a loved one, or to support the American Cancer Society, you bring us closer to a future free from breast cancer. Are you ready to join the #1 breast cancer movement in the country right here in Milwaukee? Sign up for free today at www.makingstrideswalk.org/MilwaukeeWI.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Welcome, Black, to Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I am the legendary Home Blow, holding it down for Kyle while he's out on assignment. He will return on tomorrow. Let's see. Africa Queen, great afternoon. Love you. Appreciate you. Venus Jones says, too late to be crying now, sweetie. Also, she said, these PWKs are not even going to think twice about this. They feel like it's not going to happen to them and theirs. That's an interesting, unfortunately proven fact. Hashtag that part, hashtag facts. That's an unfortunate reality. Let me go to our Truth Talk text line, 833-212-1017. And Javon Mitchell, great afternoon. Love you, appreciate you. Say, hey, Homer, very terrible situation with the lady on 35th. My condolences to the family. I just heard on Sherwin's show that someone tried to frame you for getting busy at the radio station because the woman left big drawers that not right for that. You way too professional and honorable for that as a legend to me. Yeah, it was a ongoing joke, because what she didn't know is that there were cameras at the station, And she was the one seen in the hallway putting those down. So it was actually nobody except the late Vern Jefferson. So she was the one. She didn't realize that there were cameras recording, and she was caught trying to frame whoever she could, said, who left these bloomers? We looked at the video footage, and she was the one in the hall. She was the one that put them down there. So the end, and she had to face that reality. So also, Trevon Mitchell said, wow, 168 years in jail. I'm glad I got my permit before I even try to drive here. They not playing with her at all. They treating her like Darrell Brooks. Damn. Well, again, you do the crime, you have to understand that you're going to have to do the time. It's just too much. It is just too much. And far too often, you know what I'm saying, these people get released. It's like catch and release, catch and release, catch and release. And I'm hoping that some of these people end up understanding that this is real, like this is not a game. And the Grand Theft Auto way that people are out here driving reckless, and people cheering them on when they are out there seeing them, oh, like it's an exciting thing. And you are changing people's lives. I often try to explain to people that even if you don't end up hitting someone, you don't understand what you're mentally putting these people through. And they're traumatized and afraid to drive anymore because they were in the midst of you driving reckless, and they just froze. They just froze. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to react to the situation. They were just terrified. And this happens, unfortunately, daily. I wish I could say every now and then, but it happens daily. I've been subjected to the defensive driving that I'm blessed that I learned to do when learning to drive, but you got to do it. I mean, yeah, we know that you got to be careful with situations and not know how this can go and that can go, but you don't have to just learn how to drive for yourself. You got to drive for other people. And if you are out here and it ends up impacting other people, this is not a game. And I hope that this becomes a reality check for some of the other youth that are out here, the Toys R Us adults that are out here, because don't you think for one moment that it's only our youth that are out here reckless driving. I done seen these Toys R Us adults, 20, 30, 40, 50-something years old. You know damn well you know better, but you out here trying to do it. And you should be going to dialysis. You should be going to get your damn teeth fixed. You should be going to find out why your chest is hurting. But you out here trying to keep up with some people that, you know, you expect that we got to correct their behaviors. We don't think that we should have to correct your damn behaviors, and you 30, 40, 50-some years old. That don't make no damn sense to me. You don't get no pass. Because like I say, oftentimes a lot of people run into a lot of the youth that are doing it, but don't you think for a moment that it's only them. I've seen them. I'm like, where in the hell are you going? And it ain't like they going where they should be going, to your doctor's appointment, to your optometrist, to your dentist, to check on your health care. You ain't doing that. It don't make no sense. And and you, if you get them 168 years, again, it's a cold look when you look at your papers and you go inside that prison and it says release date and it says deceased. Now you want to think about it? Stop it. Meanwhile, you're making families cry and be mentally crushed by losing a loved one, and it's all a game to you. It's all a game to you. Like, no, that is not okay. And I believe that the punishment should be severe, and I think they should be severe coming out the gate. I don't think you get to play with people's lives and then get a slap on the wrist. You don't get to play with nobody's life and get a slap on the wrist, get out. No. Because the more we get them off of our streets, then we shouldn't have to worry about some of this ignorance that is going on. You ain't even trying to get your license. She didn't have a license. She didn't even try to get a license. But yet we're supposed to have sympathy. Well, that's another young girl that she made her bed. There's a saying that the grown folks used to say, you made your bed, now you're going to have to lie in it. And that's just true. We're going to go to the Truth Talk text lines. Again, if you've got a comment on this before we move on to some of the other subjects, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. Sherman, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. You hear what we're talking about. What's your truth?
Hey, how you doing today, Hart?
I'm blessed.
Some of the stuff that really gets me is about some of these young dudes. Matter of fact, let's just take off some people that does some of this stuff, this reckless driving. Don't you know, on the streets they won't follow no rules. The light will turn green, they'll stop. The light turn red, they'll go. They'll drive on the sidewalk. They won't listen to their mom. They won't take out the garbage. Don't cut no grass. Don't cut no trees down. Don't fix on no car. Won't clean up in front of their house. I did almost 11 years in prison. All that I say that people won't do when they go there, when they go to jail, they know how to follow all the rules.
Yeah, that part.
Nobody has read the rule books in prison, but they know all the rules. And you just said something. One of the scariest things I've seen out of our prison time. It's not a fight. Nobody getting stabbed. None of this robbery, rape. None of that stuff in prison. None of that stuff scared me because it didn't happen in Wisconsin prison.
Mm-hmm.
It's when I seen this dude papers, and on the last sheet of paper it says "until deceased."
That's right.
Seeing that phrase right there changed my life because he will never get no ice cream sandwiches, no barbecue ribs, no chocolate milk. He won't go to the movies and put his arm around his girl, going swimming, or taking a walk through the park with his kid. Those days are over with. And then when I try my best to talk to some of these younger people, including my nephews and some of their mothers and stuff like that, well, you being a little bit too rough on them, and you talking crazy. And all these people that act like they crazy, why do they instantly get sane when they get in front of a judge?
Right.
They instantly get sane, but they insane out on the streets. But in front of a judge, they sane. I'm sorry. They sympathetic. And then all of a sudden, this other part right here, the black man is trying to keep us down, and the white man is against us. No, you killed somebody black. You ran over somebody black. You shot at somebody black. You broke in somebody's black house. You raped somebody black. You beat up somebody black. So how is it the white man's fault? That's just my vent. All right, you take care.
All right, love you and appreciate you. True Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017. We got to get ready to take care of some bills. Marvin Jenkins on our YouTube page, great afternoon, love you, appreciate you. Sincere, Ronnie Ray Real, great afternoon, love you, appreciate you. We got to take care of some bills. We'll be black.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Celebrate the reigning queens of disco with Disco Divas, running at the Bradley Symphony Center September 26th through the 28th. Principal Pops conductor Byron Stripling will lead the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra and an all-star trio of vocalists in all of your favorite hits from the disco era. Think Donna Summer, Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, and Chaka Khan, as well as the Bee Gees, Earth, Wind & Fire, and even Michael Jackson. Those silky high strings and thumping bass lines will never sound better as you dance and sing along in your seat to tunes like I Will Survive, We Are Family, I'm Coming Out, and more. So what are you waiting for? Get those sequins out of storage and call the box office now at 414-291-7605 for Disco Divas, or visit mso.org.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having an ethnically diverse blood supply. But I guess, what do you say to people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about giving blood?
It's not by accident that we are building this fixed donation site right in the heart of this Halyard Park, Harambe neighborhood. And to your point, our black and brown donors probably represents the smallest demographic in our donor base. That's attributed to multiple reasons. For those of us that understand the history, there is a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system. And quite frankly, there's already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to even know where to go to donate blood. And let's face it, a lot of folks are scared of needles, right? But when they get through all of that, the importance, I think, is a heavier burden on our black and brown communities, because there are a lot of different blood diseases that require what I'll call more of a match in blood that only comes from people of similar ethnicities. Something that's specific to our black donors and patients is something that I think your listeners are very familiar with: sickle cell disease. The only therapy that get them through their day-to-day life is blood transfusions. And it's not just what I'll call average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO blood. And this RO blood typically only comes from people of African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base is diverse, so that it helps our ethnically diverse patient population.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
What up, Truth Nation? It's Kyle Walls here for Steinhoffels. In September, it's Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and the great people at Steinhoffels are doing something really great with Special Spaces Wisconsin. All you have to do is stop by Steinhoffels this month and test rest any mattress. When you do, you'll get a $20 restaurant gift card, so dinner is on them, and Steinhoffels will also donate $20 to Special Spaces Wisconsin. They are an amazing charity that creates dream bedrooms for kids with cancer. So head to Steinhoffels this September and take a test rest and enjoy a night out and help make a child's dream bedroom come true with Steinhoffels.
This Associated Bank Sports Center update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Brewers lost game one of their three-game series to the San Diego Padres last night.
Now the first pitch coming. Fermin lines the game-winning hit into center field. That'll send the Padres into the postseason. Bounces a couple of hops in front of the center fielder Perkins. Bryce Johnson scores. San Diego walks it off 5-4 in the 11th inning.
Christian Yelich went 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs in the loss. The Padres and Brewers are at it again tonight for Game 2 of the series. First pitch is at 8:40 p.m. on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. And NFC North rival Detroit Lions secured the Monday Night Football win over the Baltimore Ravens behind running back David Montgomery's 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Welcome, Black. I am your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub. The legendary Home Blow, sponsored by Cousin Subs. We are inside Truth to Power on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth, inside the American Family Insurance studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. And, we started out just playing to kind of like update the situation with watching the 17-year-old Dashauna Egerson, who had to face a court commissioner and bounding her over for trial so now she's going to have to pay for the actions of what she's been accused of doing. So, and just the after effects of it and how it's affecting our community with all of the drunk drivers that are out here, the reckless drivers that are out here, and just some silly people that are just doing just childish things. Like I say, do not take out the fact that some of these people that are driving reckless and doing all this craziness are grown as hell. They grown. Know better. No, you already walk with a limp. What the hell are you doing driving reckless? You already got black problems. What are you out here doing? You know, you done already had a mild stroke. What the hell are you out here doing? You should be trying to live. Not out here trying to participate like you don't know nothing. So what examples are you setting for them? That's why they ain't got nobody to talk to in some situations, because your old ass is out there doing it too. You making them think it's cool. We ain't doing that. Marvin Jenkins has said, I agree with you, Homer, on the YouTube page. He said, I agree with you, Homer, but there are some people who will defend and justify this foolishness, talking about lead paint, single parenting, etc. I agree. I agree. Pastor Joint, great afternoon. Love you. Appreciate you. Maybe I'm speeding to dialysis. Yeah. Okay. You ain't going to make it. You ain't going to make it. You're not going to make it. Not now. Marvin Jenkins also said, you're right. Adults are doing the same thing. Then getting out of the car, pulling up their dirty pants too, trying to run. That part. LaRon Taylor, LT, great afternoon. Love you. Appreciate you. Said as soon as they zoom past you, you can smell the weed. No lies detected. Aunt the Barber, great afternoon. Love you. Appreciate you on the YouTube page. Said the girl had a goo pointed at her. She said that, yeah, he had a gun, but then she said she intentionally, she didn't say nothing about he told her to go faster. She intentionally, she said in there, she intentionally sped up. So she could have avoided the crash, but she intentionally started doing 70 miles per hour to crash. And she said that was her intent. So this was not the fact that they said that, you know, he had a gun or whatever the case may be. This is her saying that when she saw, she intentionally started speeding even more and now wants to cry. Now wants to cry. Now wants to be a high school 17-year-old student who just wants her education. Yeah. You better talk to your kids. You better talk to your brothers and sisters that are grown as hell. Your mothers and fathers that are grown as hell out here trying to keep up with death. So you just inviting death, hey, come get me. Come get me. She said it in the courtroom. She said it. She said it. You know, these are her words. But 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talk text line. If you've got some thoughts on this situation, and, you know, it brings me to another point. I had a chance to have a one-on-one sit down with the new director of the Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Adam Purcell. And, you know, from, you know, asking him, you know, some of the tough questions, in my opinion, but then also thinking in the end, like, how do we correlate this to getting to a safe city? How do we change the narrative and get to a safe city? So what are we as a community willing to do to help the Office of Community Wellness, Safety, and Safety make a difference? Because a lot of these people that they are putting up under their umbrella or giving funding to, we know these people. So how are we going to help those people that we know in some of these different organizations and components that end up being paid for or getting funding from the Office of Community Wellness and Safety and the job that 414 like, how do we end up helping to make sure that the Office of Community Wellness and Safety can achieve what they need to achieve as it relates to making our community safe? I'm going to go to the True Talk text line, 833-212-1017. I've got Brian from Menominee Falls. Great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. You hear the conversation. What's your truth, Brian?
My truth is this, and thanks for taking my call. We need a big, the Office of, whatever they call in that now.
The Office of Community Wellness and Safety.
Right. I'm getting tired of saying all the words.
Okay, just say OCWS. OCWS. That's the shortcut. OCWS.
Yeah, exactly. What they could do with a case like this, a flagrant case like this, so it's fresh in people's memories now and minds now, take some of that $5 million, whatever their budget is, and get some big, impressive digital billboards all over the city and flash that little girl's face up there with that 168-year sentence, a potential sentence for reckless driving, and put on the caption, this is what you'll get when you reckless drive.
I like that.
Next time you may get 268 years, and flash that all over the city. I guarantee you they'll give some of these young folks pause when it comes to driving like a fool.
I like that. Thank you very much, Brian. We're going to Al. Al, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. You hearing about the teenage fatal crash. What's your truth, Al?
My truth is we have to let these young queens know they can be anything they can be, and they got to stop being dumb for D. Okay? Also, for the kids that's trying to do right, we got to help them, and for those who don't, let them rot. Also, we got to push back for some of you old, dried up, uncouth, out-of-touch parents who's out there in the streets with them ponytails that's half the size of your ponytail out there trying to fight with your kids in bloomer panties and stretch pants. You have always been the problem and the disease to your kids not going the way they need to be. So we need to push that they are smart, bright, and intelligent, and they can do everything they can be, but we got to tell these young girls, stop being dumb for D, because they're looking at their mothers, some of their mothers, and they're looking at how their mothers is catering to a man, and they still in a house that's the size of a garage getting kibbles and bits, and then this girl growing up looking like as if that okay, as if not. That is for pleasure, not by to live by. Young ladies, stop being dumb for D. If they're not living good, what makes you think they're going to have you're living good? Have a great day.
Thank you, Al. Hey. Rhea, what do you think about Al's comments?
Al is Al.
Yeah. Yeah. What about Brian's idea? Because, I thought that was that's an interesting concept.
Oh, I loved it. I think that's a great idea because if you don't know what the consequences are and no one's going to teach you in your community, how will you learn? How will you know what not to do if we're not going to tell you? Right.
And I think that the people who are responsible for these youth that are doing it or the Toys R Us adults that are doing it, if you have to get hit with that, even if it's your cousin or your nephew or your niece, I think having to get hit with that billboard will make some people have to have that conversation, be like, look, I know you be over here wilding, but do you see what they trying to give this girl that did this? They not playing with y'all no more. So maybe it'll open up to those real hard conversations that, in my opinion, some people are not. They're not getting it. You know what I mean? They're not getting that. And they have to see it in their face. And I think that it is very, very important that we utilize all these different tools. And like I say, we as a community, we need to try to work with those people that are trying to help us. If you know in advance that, every day they be over here planning who gonna fight and where they gonna fight at and this, that, and the other. So, we got to do our part in order to make any of these entities work. Law enforcement and everything else. Some of the community organizations that are out here doing their parts, the 414 Live, MKE, Peacekeepers, Comforts, MKE, Credible Messengers, all of these people that are trying to work, CRT, we have to be able to help them so they can properly do their job. You're listening to Truth to Power with the legendary Home Blow. Kyle Wallace will return on tomorrow. We got to take care of some bills, but I'll be black.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Truth Nation, if you are ever, and I mean if you are ever, or a loved one is ever injured in an accident, I have the team for you. It is Gruber Law Offices. You know exactly what they're about because their results, they truly speak for themselves. You see the billboards, you see the commercial, but more importantly, you know that they are one of the largest law firms in the Midwest who have been serving the state of Wisconsin for 35+ years. They are a family who is helping family, but they also stand up for victims and they take the burden off your shoulders. You as the client, you focus on healing while they focus on the legal aspect. I'm telling y'all, there's no fee whatsoever to consult with them, to call them, or retain them as a law firm, and you never pay a single penny until they win your case. And what I love about them is they provide the best care, the best service, and the best representation, Truth Nation, because that is their priority. Call them today at 414-276-6666 or visit them at gruber-law.com. It's one call, that's all, with Gruber Law Offices.
It's 101.7 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. A lot of customers might have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home. But when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust them with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Watching them work from idea to installation gives you the ability to see firsthand the care taken to ensure the Pella experience is complete. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month and get 0% interest for up to 5 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply at 9/30/2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush, Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered. With fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel, Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
Saving energy and money? It's easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%. And make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com. Again, that is WeEnergies.com.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Truth Nation, I'm black. This is Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth inside the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. And, I thought we might be able to go on, but a lot of people have things to say, and we're here for you. You feel what I'm saying? We are here for you. We want you to be able to speak your truth and let us know, how you feel about these situations and what do you think it will take to change. You feel what I'm saying? Do you believe our community is ready to work with law enforcement and work with the Office of Community Wellness and Safety to get to the solutions that we need? Are we ready? Is enough of our community ready? Because we need more than just a two and a few. You feel what I'm saying? We need more people that are really, really ready to deal with this. Like, for real. And that's just something that we have to understand, because we're not going to get to any of these solutions. We're not going to get any results that we want or we need to see. And I like to say we need to see. We don't just want, we need to see. But it's a collective, we have to be able to work together, find out what we can do to help assist them. They find out what they need to do to help and assist us. And we got to start being proactive about these situations. The more we sit back and continue to just be reactive, every time something happened, now we mad again, now we upset again. No, let's stop having to get mad. Some people got high blood pressure. You don't need to be letting your blood pressure spike up because, did you hear about this? Did you hear about that? Like, we have to change the narrative. And again, we got to start with the person in the mirror. So let me get ready to go to the Truth Talk text line, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. We got Winky Blue. Winky Blue, great afternoon. I love you. I appreciate you. You hear the conversation. What's your truth?
Yeah, well, the truth that's been allegedly true, the little girl. But you see the boy that they found that they had to go catch, and they got him. He got a black eye. I don't know if he got him to the accident or they jacked him up. But she was speeding, and he had a gun on her and said, "You better not stop." So she was pleading. That's her line of defense. That dude had a gun pointed at her and told her, "You better not stop." And she was gone. And so they caught him later. But, now that's her defense. Now she's saying that dude made her put their feet on the pedal that hard, man.
She didn't say that. So, she didn't. Hey, Winky. She did not say that in the court clip. She did not. She said she saw the car, and she intentionally, she said she didn't say him. She said she intentionally sped up. And
so you haven't heard the gun that dude had on.
No. What I'm saying is she acknowledged that. But she said she said this in the courtroom herself. She didn't say, because he had the gun. Hang on, Winky. She didn't say because he had a gun, and there's two different stories. Some just said he had the gun in his hand because he was still found with the gun in his hand with his injuries and whatnot. But she said that she intentionally sped and was doing 70 miles per hour for impact. So that's where she said that in court. She didn't say that because he had the gun on her, she went and started doing 70 miles per hour.
Right. That wasn't probably in the clip, but that's what's being talked about, that the boy had a gun pointed at her and said she better not stop.
The court commissioner clearly asked her. So she took self-accountability and did not say that it was because
well, Homer. Hey, I'm not on nobody's side that run through a red light and go through a light like that and kill somebody. But what I'm saying to you is that this is a kid. You can trick them into anything. You can almost tell her she can go home if she signs this paperwork. I mean, this is how it is. Now we understand we got 3 people dead at the scene. Somebody got to pay for that, you know. But if that boy did have a gun on her and telling her she better not stop, that's something to be looked at home. But I got your point too. I get your point too.
Yep. So I think that if she would have been, I think that if she would have said that was her reason, but she didn't. It's like she took ownership and said, I saw, and I was speeding. And remember, she ended up, when it started out after they picked her up or whatnot, and I read the criminal complaints in their entirety on yesterday's Truth to Power. But so again, 3 lives are gone. He's charged too. Now, don't think that he ain't charged. He's also charged. His criminal complaint came out before her criminal complaint, and there was witnesses. I believe it was a 16-year-old or 15-year-old that was also in the car, and his initials was her initials. It was a woman, a girl, AAI. So it's a lot of pieces to this puzzle. And I just want people to get justice. I need people to understand the consequences of their actions, because we're hearing this like a never-ending story. We're hearing the same kind of stories over and over and over again. I don't think that in these situations that this has become so common. I've read so many criminal complaints where, I did this and I did that, and they're admitting that, they did this and they did that and they did this and they did that. So we got to make sure that we don't start giving people E&Cs, which are excuses and complaints. And let our children know, let our brothers and sisters who are grown as hell know, let the mothers and fathers, the grandparents, whoever it may be, that there are severe consequences to your actions. And if you keep doing this, I'm going to have to turn you in. We got to stop being afraid to say and admit that some of our people going to have to go to jail or prison. Because you could end up being affected by the things that they're doing. They did something crazy out in the street, come home, your house gets shot up. So, hashtag that part, hashtag facts. But we also have to understand how important it is with the things that we do have. How can we work together as a collective? Because they can't do it. I don't care if it's the Office of Community Wellness and Safety. I don't care if it's the Running Rebels. I don't care if it's law enforcement in general and some of these other organizations that are working to try to help bring our community to where we don't have to have a lot of this craziness that's going on. If we don't support those organizations, if we don't support law enforcement, if we don't help spread where these resources are, then we are part of the problem, in my opinion. Well, another show of Truth to Power on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, being brought to you by your cousin sub of the day. I'm a club sub, the legendary Home Blow, sponsored by Cousin Subs. So it's like, hashtag that part, hashtag facts. If nobody has told you that they love you today, I need to let you know that I love you. Please have a safe and nonviolent remainder of the day. Kyle Wallace will be back tomorrow. Up next, it's the award-winning Tory Lowe Show with your host, Tory Lowe. Holla black.
Raise up, sit together, and drive that funky soul. When I say Sagittarius, drive that funky soul.
Come in with straight truth.
And to make matters even worse,